Catherine Van Beek was hurriedly walking home on a rain-soaked pathway in Auckland, New Zealand, when she spotted a small creature out of the corner of her eye. At first, she thought it was a rat, and naturally recoiled from the sight. That little creature, however, would soon turn her life upside down. Upon further inspection, she realized it was a tiny, cold, and wet kitten. That's when she knew she had to do something to help. Catherine was trying to get home during a rainstorm in New Zealand recently when she came across something unexpectedly. There, out of the corner of her eye on the street, was an extremely small kitten, and it still had his umbilical cord attached. Immediately noting that the kitten was going to require help in order to recover, Catherine took him home to offer a helping hand. Even though she had little experience in this field, she wasn't going to let anything happen to him. That's when Catherine decided that he was going to need a name if she was going to help him recover. So she came up with Bruce, after Bruce Wayne. Much like Batman, Bruce had been left alone with no one to look after him. Catherine voluntarily continued to look after Bruce for the next several days. She noted that after almost 2 full weeks, he still hadn't opened his little eyes for the first time, and weighed just about 100 grams, less than a single pound. Not long after, though, Bruce's beautiful eyes were opened for the very first time. Clearly she was taking the right steps to ensure his recovery, and he was making a lot of progress health-wise. While Catherine had spent the first couple weeks bottle feeding Bruce so he could get all of the nutrients that he needed to survive, he was finally able to eat a meal on his own. She was so surprised with the good progress that he was making. Catherine, who was practically acting as Bruce's new mom, worked long and hard to keep him warm and healthy. It was an uphill battle, but she was more than willing to do everything she could to get him back to full health. The more time Catherine and Bruce spent together, the better. He was finally starting to come out of his shell and act like the playful kid that she always knew he could be. She was going to look after him, no matter what, from that point forward. Bruce was doing wonderfully after 9 weeks, and his personality was really coming out. It was as if he had never endured any hardships before. It seemed clear that Bruce was going to overcome everything he'd gone through up to that point. After only a couple months, Bruce had just about quadrupled in size, which sounds a lot more than it was. He weighed roughly 2 pounds and was just about as healthy as could be. You can see the shine in his beautiful blue eyes was as clear as ever. Catherine had done some amazing work in helping him get to that point. He was such an incredible and loving cat that it is heartbreaking to think of what could have happened to him had he remained on the street with nowhere to go. Now that she's seen how their journey could inspire other people around the world, Catherine has given Bruce his very own Facebook page, and he's gaining more fans each day. It's no wonder, with a beautiful face like that. It's hard not to look at Bruce and just be in awe of his moving story. He had been so severely down on his luck just a couple months prior that anyone who saw him now wouldn't even recognize him. He was leading a healthy life, once and for all.